Hey guys, this is Mo. Sorry, this is this is recorded and slapdashery, if you will. But in true Mo fashion, I mixed up the dates and my appointment is actually this morning, but it's a telehealth communication appointment, so that'll be all the fun. And apparently it is only for meds, which yay, because I need just, another traveling carrying case. So this is going to be awesome. Uh, it is what it is, and I think this is excuse me, this is just going to be a week full of the Mondayest days ever. So our first story is Venus flytrap poachers face arrest warrants in taking hundreds of the rare plant in Bowling Springs Lakes, New North Carolina, not New York, not New Carolina. Authorities in North Carolina have obtained arrest warrants for two people in a poaching case involving hundreds of Venus flytraps, which are grown naturally in the eastern part of the state. Officers with the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission obtained arrest warrants for two people accused of stealing nearly 600 of the rare plants from conservation land in Bowling Springs Lake. WECT reported it is not clear if the people have been arrested, and authorities with the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission have not returned the messages left by the Associated Press. Venus flytraps are native to southeastern North Carolina. Quote, they only grow naturally within a 100-mile radius of Wilmington. Sergeant Matt Crisco, that is a last name that probably got him a lot of giggles in school or high school, probably more likely, with the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission told the news station. This time of year, they start to bud flowers, making it easier for them to find and prompting increased patrols for poachers, Crisco said. He said that the plants were sold on the black market or locally. Wildlife officers responded to a complaint last month about two people digging for Venus flytraps in Boiling Springs Lake. They were stopped at a local gas station and officers searched their backpacks. They are accused of harvesting more than 590 plants, Crisco said. So there you go. Do not poach Venus flytraps. They are super serial about it. Not that, of the many, felonious acts I have considered once in a while in a great blue moon, uh, Venus flytrap poaching has never been among them, so North Carolina, you're safe. Restaurant roasts entitled influencer who demands free food. Quote, "We appreciate paying customers more." This entitled diner got an extra helping of humble pie. A UK restaurant dished up a verbal smackdown to quote unquote appalling influencer who asked to eat at their establishment for free due to her supposed celebrity status. As seen in a viral Instagram story, "Oh, what a surprise," snarked the Manchester-based restaurant Lucky Ramen and Sushi in the post, detailing the exchange. Another thrilling DM from a blue tick superstar asking for a free feast in exchange for an Insta post. Then they shared a screenshot of the unnamed internet gourmand's brazen request, which read, "Hey, sorry, I know it's short notice, but I'm in Manchester tomorrow and looking for somewhere to brunch with my partner. Would you be open for a collab with me for a post on my story and page?" Lucky Ramen said they didn't need quote unquote exposure to pay the bills. Quote, "We're just thrilled you appreciate our food, but hey, we appreciate paying customers even more." Oh, I'm sure they, him, her, zer, but I'm guessing her, were super-de duper peeved off. Unsurprisingly, the armchair epicure did not take too kindly to be publicly spurned. Quote, "Personally, I think you're bang out of order. How dare you try to expose us like that?" she raved, per Lucky Ramen's Instagram story. "So you think, like, people like us don't deserve to eat for free? Just in case you didn't realize, we're doing our best to help promote you for free." No, sweetheart, that's not how any of this works. You want free food, and no, no, just no. She added, quote, "We don't expect much, just a free meal to compensate our time, labor, effort, and positive energy we're supplying you." Making an Instagram story. Like, as a person who faffs about on the internet, um, there is some effort put in, but not, the effort of running a restaurant. I mean, look, the more graphically enhanced channels, the, real good ones, probably a full, day job to do all the cool stuff and, get all that done. But for me, not the same as, working full time at a restaurant, trying to help people, your wait staff and all of that. So I can fully understand. The incensed influencer declared that she wouldn't be coming anytime soon to support, despite Lucky Ramen's inviting looking food and vibe. Quote, "Your arrogance makes me sick," she concluded. "Ha ha, very funny. You got a couple of giggles, but we're the ones that are laughing. We got what we want. Where we go where we want, we eat where we want, and lastly, it's all for free. Who's laughing now?" Well, not you for once your looks fade, miss. Once you become, middle-aged and there's new influencers all around, then, no one's gonna be giving you free nothing. You might have to go look at, becoming a waitress here, but this is just me. Another, the Instagram Camerati was quick to put the entitled influencer on blast. Imagine having a food lifestyle blog and thinking that means you're entitled to eat free every time you want to go to a restaurant, criticized one viewer. Another wrote, here's another reason to hate quote unquote influencer. Quote, "Hey, I was just wondering if I could come in for a free meal," snarked a third, mocking the influencer's audacious request. "In return, I will eat your food." I mean, that's at least honest. Others argued that freelance foodies didn't have as much influence as they thought. Quote, "Honey, they, Lucky Ramen, are booked," declared one Lucky Ramen defender. "They don't need your exposure. We are all queuing for tables gladly." Apparently, the Japanese joint wasn't the only restaurant to be propositioned for complimentary grub. "Ha ha ha, yeah, they messaged us too," said a Manchester-based vegan dumpling depot, Desert Island, not dessert. I have dessert on my mind all the time, 124/7. Uh, Manchester-based vegan dumpling depot, Desert Island Dumplings, also apparently got a, chance to let someone dine for free. In a final rebuttal to their Instagram page, Lucky Ramen snarked, quote, "Okay, all right, you got us there. We are truly sorry for attempting to uncover your behind the scenes tactics yesterday and, us trying to make a living and shit." Oopsie doopsie. Quote, "Just hit us up with another DM. Let us know when you're swinging by to collect your well deserved goodies and don't forget to leave a glowing 5-star review on Google and TripAdvisor," they added. "We appreciate your understanding and once again, sorry for the quote unquote inconvenience we caused. Bon appetit and arigato the F out of here." The freebie seeking influencer scourge is causing agita on this side of the pond as well. New York City chefs, restaurateurs, and servers alike have grown tired of the phenomenon, with many telling the social media skinflints to pound sand. Quote, "People wanting a free meal on Saturday night for four friends," Brooklyn Chop house and Brooklyn dumpling shop over owner, Stratis, uh, Morgif Morfogen told the Post in 2022, "We say no to influencers more than we say yes," because apparently some people think that having an Instagram following is a personality trait. And, you know, FAFO, fighting back, woman unalives convicted offender who tried to grape her, police say. A woman stabbed a convicted offender to unalivement over the weekend as police say the felon attempted to assault her inside a Louisiana business in broad daylight. The attack took place at a laundromat in Lacombe, a small rural community about 50 miles northeast of New Orleans. The St. Tamier Parish Sheriff's Office reported deputies responded about 3:30 p.m. Sunday to a laundromat off of US 190 for a report of an unresponsive man with apparently he got a little perforated. Look, I have no compunction to give this person dignity. So he got a little perforated, if you will. While on route to the scene, deputies were also dispatched to a call in reference to a woman claimed that she perforated a man who attacked her while she was in the same laundromat. Officers arriving found 40-year-old Nicholas Tranchant at the business suffering from a perforation, officials said. Tranchant was taken to the hospital where he passed away, according to a press release from the department. A preliminary investigation of the death determined that Tranchant, a convicted offender who cannot be close to schools, if you catch my draft, entered the business armed with what officials described as a sharp weapon and attempted to assault the woman, but she fought back. The female was able to gain possession of the weapon and used it to perforate him before fleeing to safety. The department wrote in a release. The sheriff praises the woman for fighting back. The woman was also taken to the hospital to be treated for injuries suffered in the attack, the department said. Quote, I want to compliment this brave woman on the courage and strength she showed in fighting back against her attacker and ask for prayers for her continued recovery, Sheriff Randy Smith said. What is this man's record? Well, court records show that Tranchant was convicted in Louisiana in July 2003 on a felony charge of indecent behavior with juveniles. Then, on May 2008, records show that he was convicted of a felony of attempted aggravated grape and aggravated burglary. Trenchant was released from jail on those charges on December 21st, 2023, the sheriff's office reported. By law, a registered offender, he was supposed to, report for life. And, I FAFO, congrats for the brass boobs on this woman. You have all of my just admiration, and I hope you are getting the love and support you need. On a serious note, I can't imagine what it would feel like to have to go through all the trauma of the, attack, the fighting back, and then the guilt of having ended someone's life because most good people understand the gravity of that and that, despite this person being a not good person, he still has mom, family, friends, well, maybe a mom or parents or people out there that, are going to be sad. So I do hope that she gets continuing help with that. But otherwise, no. Now, in a sheriff that didn't behave too well, carelessly made public, sheriff's Instagram post appears to show remains of teens allegedly abused in a terrible way and unalived by her mother's boyfriend. A sheriff in Florida has landed himself in trouble after a photo was accidentally, sure, Jan, posted to his Instagram page that appeared to show the body of a 13-year-old girl found dead in a rural field. The Orlando Sentinel reports that the Osceola County Sheriff's Office on Monday issued an apology after the photo was posted to Sheriff Marcos Lopez's Instagram page on Saturday, less than 24 hours after the body of Madeline Maddie Soto was found in a rural field. Quote, on March 2nd, 2024, a post was made on social media about community events for seniors. In the post, an investigative photo was accidentally included. The photo was immediately removed. We deeply apologize for any confusion or disturbance this may have caused. As with any investigation, the information obtained is confidential and any mistaken disclosures will be immediately rectified. So, this is going to be a defense field day because this is basically, you know, I'm even if they have this man dead to rights, this is something that possibly his defense could use as the sheriff's inadvertently, tainting jury pools or things like this. So, it will be considered it is considered a third-degree felony in the state of Florida for anyone who, quote, "willingly and knowingly releases the photo of a not alive minor who was the victim of domestic violence without the family's permission." The sheriff's office declined to confirm that the photo showed Maddie's remains, but the clothes seen on the body matched what Maddie was reportedly last seen wearing. Outrage was swift. Quote, I am deeply disturbed that the photos were carelessly made public, albeit as an accident, according to the statement by the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. Ninth Judicial Circuit State Attorney Andrew Bain said in an email to local CBS affiliate WKMG. While I do not believe these photos will have any evidentiary impact on the case as of now, they were released in poor taste. Bain's office told Law and Crime on Tuesday that he asked the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate how the photo was posted. Russ Gibson, Lopez's predecessor as sheriff, who is running against him in the election later this year, said in a social media post that several people contacted him on Saturday when the post was put in. Quote, this is 100% unacceptable and 100% shameful and disrespectful to Madeline, her family, and friends. Gibson wrote, I do have a copy of the post, but out of respect and reverence for Miss Madeline, the photograph will not be posted. The time for Marcos Lopez and certain members of his administration dishonoring themselves, our agent, and our great country are coming to an end. End quote. Maddie's mother reported her missing when she came to pick her up at Hunters Creek Middle School, but she wasn't there. Her mother's boyfriend, 37-year-old Stephen Stearns, claimed he had dropped her off near the school that morning, but Orange County Sheriff's Office learned he never dropped her off. Surveillance video showed her apparently not alive as he drove his vehicle in their Kissimmee apartment complex the morning of February 26th. Deputies also found images on his phone of him having assaulted Maddie in 2022, according to a probable cause affidavit. The Kissimmee Police Department arrested Stern on charges of capital sexual battery of a minor under 12 and possession of materials showing child grossness. He has yet to be charged in her death, but authorities have called him a prime suspect. Stearns is at the Osceola County Jail without bond. Lopez's post isn't the only one from the sheriff's office relating to the case that has sparked outrage. Another member of the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, Executive Director Nerva Rodriguez, posted on her social media page a selfie photo with Stearns in the background as deputies led him out of the sheriff's office, according to the Sentinel Post. Written in Spanish translates it To quote, "If God's love hasn't been poured over your life, don't allow evil to keep you away from what he has prepared for you." The photo has since been deleted. Yeah, way to make it about yourself, ma'am. Ugh, makes me sick. In important news, cops, a cinnamon roll robber is now on ice. February 28th. So this is a little while back. A Nebraska man walked into a quick stop convenience store early yesterday and demanded money. He had a Hostess cinnamon rolls box on his right hand. Fearing that the container concealed a handgun, the individually wrapped frosted pastry and not the individually wrapped frosted pastries, the female clerk handed over the cash, according to Lincoln Police Department. The cops responding to the incident identified Isaiah Bartu, a 24-year-old Lincoln resident, as a possible suspect while speaking with officers. Bartu, seen at the right, attempted to flee on foot but was quickly detained. Look, eat too many cinnamon rolls, it's hard to flee. I'm just saying. Look, as a fellow fluffy person, you know, well, he doesn't look fluffy, but, eat too many cinnamon rolls, it's hard to run. A subsequent search of Bar2 turned up 4.1 grams of the method acting drug, either crystal or powder, a silver force multiplier, an undisclosed amount of cash, cops reported. He was arrested on multiple felony counts, including robbery, possession of a controlled substance, use of a deadly weapon, and commission of a felony. Bar 2 is locked up in advance of his scheduled arraignment this afternoon for the heist at Quick Stop. Bar 2, who has a force multiplier tattooed on his right forearm, previously served more than 2 years in state prison for a 2021 assault conviction. He was arrested in April 2020 for striking a liquor store employee in the head with a bottle of Jack Daniels during a robbery, which netted him and his two female accomplices 2 bottles of booze. It l Look, some people just do not have do the right thing in them. They just don't have it in them. You can't make them. I mean, you could lead them to the valley of do good things, and they would still take that swift step over into illegal shenanigans land. So, seems like this guy just has no do right in him, but that's just my assumption. In disturbing news, this guy's back again, because of course he is. A man who spent $14,000 on a collie costume to live life as a dog struggles in latest video after trainer criticism. And you might think, oh, is he going to go to the gym? Nope, he has employed a dog trainer. He's a new dog trying to learn some old tricks. A man from Japan known as Toko the human collie shelled out over $14,000 for a realistic dog costume and has set a high bar for his agility after dog trainers trashed his jumping skills to the post in December. When you become a dog, you really want to try agility, don't you? Toko captioned in an Instagram video last month. Unfortunately for Toko, the four-legged life appears to still elude him because you're a human, sir. He fails to clear a low yellow bar set for him to jump over. It isn't clear if this attempt is new or part of his troubled December training session that sparked criticism from professionals. What what is just what in the rapture? Why? Just no. Dear Lord, no. I mean, he definitely needs to work on his jumping skills, dog trainer and owner of Trinity Border Collies, Brianna Farr, told the Post at the time. Overall, I think it was a bit of a struggle for him, she added. Commenters who watched Toko's new video were just as perplexed by his canine behavior. Did he walk on his knees or his feet? I don't understand the body position, one person wondered. "This is horrifying," another one declared. "Toko, you need to go to the gym so you can train," a third person urged. Toko expressed how hard it is to walk on all fours in an exclusive interview with the Post in September. "It's rather tough or physically uncomfortable. The feelings of excitement and fun I receive from the experience are stronger," he said. There's another hurdle he would like to tackle in the future as well. Quote, "I think it would be great if I were able to use my skills and get an opportunity to appear as a dog in a movie," he yelped. Yes, Nightmare Fuel the movie. I can I can see it. Nightmare Fuel the movie. Why not? However, Toko's desire to be a dog is no act. He said he dreamed of living as an animal long before he ordered his collie costume. He can be seen waving with his right paw in a new video, and in January, he shared a snippet of himself rolling over, just running around outside, he captioned the clip. You know, I mean, there you go, you guys, there you have it. If you would like to apparently the, medical science hasn't figured out how to make Toko the human dog walk as or train, and he's gonna go for Westminster, isn't he? I just wanna see it. It would be the perfect Sunday on the Clown World, ice cream extravaganza. It would be the perfect cherry on top if this man enrolled himself in a dog competition. I'm just done. I am so done. In sad news, a quote, "senseless and evil act of violence, disgruntled ex-patient shoots, unalives a dentist before fleeing in a U-Haul truck." Sir, you do know those that have GPS in them, but okay. I mean, you do you, sir. What a jerk face. What an absolute dingleberry. A quote unquote disgruntled ex patient walked into his former dentist office on Thursday and used a force multiplier, shooting three people, including one fatally, authorities said. The incident happened just after 4 p.m. in El Cajon, California, a suburb of San Diego. The El Cajon Police Department received calls about shots fired inside Smile Plus dentist's office at um in El Cajon. We'll just not put the address out there for, reasons. Officers arrived to find two men and one woman suffering from force multiplier wounds, and one of the men, 28-year-old dentist Benjamin Harundi, dead on the scene, while the other two victims were rushed to the hospital in serious but stable condition. Cops identified a 29-year-old El Cajon resident, Muhammad Abdul Karim, and learned that he fled the scene in a white U-Haul pickup truck. License plate readers picked up the truck's tag. The department released the suspect and vehicle information to local media. Just after 9 p.m. Thursday, a citizen called San Diego police after seeing the U-Haul truck near 6th Avenue and Quince Street. Officers responded and found Abdul Karim nearby. Allegedly, he had a force multiplier that he purchased 2 weeks ago, along with several magazines. Abdul Karim faces charges of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder and was taken to San Diego County Central Jail, where he's being held without bond. Detectives believed that he was a disgruntled former customer, although they didn't specify why he was upset or whether Hironi was his intended target. Quote, "The El Cajon Police Department mourns with the family and friends of the deceased victim and extends heartfelt condolences to those injured in Friday's senseless and evil act of violence," the El Cajon Police Chief Michael Moulton said in a statement. Police addressed concerns that Hironi may have been targeted due to his Jewish faith. Quote, while we are still in the early stages of the investigation, we want to make it clear that there is no indication the attack was racially or politically motivated. We will continue to conduct a thorough investigation. We will keep the community informed of any new developments, the agency posted on X. The Anti Defamation League's regional director for San Diego said it has been in contact with law enforcement and noted the ADL Center on Extremism has not so far discovered any extremist or hate related motivation behind the shooting. Hironi's family laid him to rest on Sunday and held a vigil in his honor. Quote, I wish I could just tell him I love him, Hironi's younger brother Jacob said, according to NBC affiliate KNSD. I don't think I told him that enough. I wish I could hug him really tight. I miss him so much. Jacob Hironi, and I apologize if I am butchering this name, said their father, a dentist himself, tried to persuade his brother to pursue a career outside of dentistry, but Benjamin Hironi was insistent. Quote, he said, no, this is what I want to do. I want to take care of people. I want to help people and literally make people smile, the brother reportedly said. Abdul Karim has a court date scheduled for Tuesday. In news that will affect my neck of the woods greatly because apparently my part of Indiana is in prime, I don't know, eclipse watching, you know, real estate. What to know about viewing and recording the solar eclipse with your cell phone camera? Don't stare directly at a solar eclipse. Just, no, it will burn your eyeballs out. Just don't do it. That's why they have those special glasses for sale everywhere in my town for like a buck 99. If you don't wanna miss next month's solar eclipse because there won't be another one like it for 2 decades, the stunning phenomenon or you won't wanna miss the next month's solar eclipse because there won't be another one like it for another 2 decades. The stunning phenomenon marks the first full eclipse in the US since 2017. The total solar eclipse on April 8th will have a larger diameter than the last, as the moon will be a couple thousand miles closer to the Earth, according to NASA. The astronomical event will be partially visible in all 48 contiguous states, not continuous, though. Look, reading is fundamental and sometimes I am not. And the last solar eclipse to occur until August 23rd, 2044, according to NASA. Some part of the country will even be able to experience full totality as the eclipse enters through Texas and eventually exits in Maine. Whether you're observing at an event or the event partially or totally, you'll definitely want to something to remember it by. Here's what to know about recording the eclipse safely with your cell phone and capturing the best photos. How to photograph a solar eclipse with a phone. You'll need to have the right solar filter in front of your cell phone camera to protect both your device and eyesight, according to Carly Stocks, a Utah based astronomical photographer who talked to USA Today on Friday. The filter must be made specifically for solar viewing, Stocks said. She also emphasizes the need to place a filter that is larger than the lens itself and to keep it on at all times if you're in a location where the eclipse is only partially visible. She recommends purchasing a small 4x4 sheet of Thousand Oaks solar filter. Do I need a solar eclipse lens during totality? If you're observing the sky in a location where the total eclipse will be visible, you'll have a moment when you can take your solar lens entirely off and capture unfiltered images. During totality, you can remove all filters, Stocks told USA Today. If you're looking with solar glasses, you don't see anything, then it's safe to look at during that time. Stocks warned that the totality only takes place for 2 to 4 minutes. Can I watch the solar eclipse in selfie mode? Of course, we would need to know this. Uh, with a proper solar filter, you can capture the sun with front lens cameras during the solar eclipse, but it won't make the best selfie. Stock said the camera will have focus or trouble focusing on you and the sun, but recommends taking a photo focused on each and blending the two together with editing software. Can I use eclipse glasses as a solar lens? NASA advised against using eclipse glasses or handheld viewers with cameras. Instead, they recommend using special solar protectors and to seek advice from an astronomy or other expert before doing so. Where can you view the solar eclipse? The total solar eclipse will cross North America, including Mexico and Canada, and will debut in the US when passing through Texas around 2:27 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and then eventually end in Maine about 3:35 p.m. EDT, Eastern Daylight Time. The totality is expected to last for around 4 minutes and 28 seconds, a record along the eclipse path. Several major cities, including Dallas and Cleveland, will be in the direct line of darkness. There are Here are the states where totality is expected to occur on April 8th: Texas, Oklahoma, Arizona, Missouri, Kentucky, Canada, not Kentucky, Indiana, not Canada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and small parts of Michigan and Tennessee. How to take a great solar eclipse photo. For those trying to capture the best eclipse contact, Stocks has some tips. She recommends visiting a flat area where a 360-degree sunset is visible, taking a panoramic picture or video of the horizon. She also recommends taking pictures of solar eclipse projections, such as a tree leaf or the ground or people around you. However, she recommends that you're prepared for it when the time comes because it will be over fast. Using a tripod can prevent the inevitable shakiness when the time comes. Quote, you think, oh, I'm going to be like super prepared, but it's a big rush, she said. So you want to have a plan and practice. Here's how to safely make an Eclipse viewer and the best way to use it. Get a cardboard box, a white piece of paper, tape, scissors, and a piece of aluminum foil. Punch a pinhole into the aluminum foil, tape it over one side of the box. Uh, Tape the white sheet of paper inside the other side of the box. Stand with the sun behind you. Let the light will stream in through the pinhole and project a crescent sun onto the white sheet of paper in the box. Look into the box, another hole you cut into the box to see the projected image. Do not look at the sun through the pinhole. So, long story short, do not look directly at the sun. It's bad, okay? It's bad. Um, well, it was a bold move, Cotton, but I don't think this strategy panned out well for him. Man who showed up to court drunk for his own sentencing gets nearly 5 years in prison. Who'da thunk it? A state court judge in Illinois last week admonished a 54-year-old man who admitted to, quote, cutting up a 52-year-old woman's face with a knife, not over a violent attack, but because the defendant showed up to court noticeably drunk. Following the drunken incident, McHenry County Circuit Court Judge Mark R. Gerhard found Rogelio Cantu Jr. in contempt of court and later ordered him to serve 4.5 years in a state correctional facility for the 2022 slashing, reports show. According to a report from Lake and McHenry County Scanner, Cantu was originally arrested in January 2022, charged with one count of aggravated domestic battery and two counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, one count of interference in the reported of reporting of domestic violence and 2 counts of enhanced domestic battery. The newspaper reported that Cantu last month reached a deal with prosecutors in McHenry County State's Attorney's Office in which he would plead guilty to 1 count of felony aggravated domestic battery. In exchange for his pleas, prosecutors dropped all of the additional charges. Cantu, who has been out of detention since posting a bond about 2 weeks after the attack, showed up at the courthouse on Thursday, February 29th, for his sentencing hearing and was reportedly intoxicated. Gerard quickly ordered Cantu to report to the Department of Court Services and submit to a drug and alcohol screening test. Cantu reportedly took a breathalyzer test that showed his blood alcohol content was 0.187, more than double the point zero 8 limit for driving in the state. Garage subsequently ordered him taken into custody for contempt of court. According to a report from the Northwestern Herald, Cantu returned to the court again on Friday, where he apologized to Gerhard for appearing drunk in the courthouse, saying he was ashamed and remorseful about the ordeal. Cantu, who is facing between 3 and 7 years in prison, was then handed 4.5 years sentence. Cantu's plea stemmed from a January 8th, 2022 incident in which he cut his then live-in girlfriend's face while the two were arguing. The scanner reported that officers with the McHenry Police Department at about 9 p.m. responded to a call about a stabbing where at the residence, which is about was about 55 miles northeast of Chicago. Upon arriving at the scenes, officers made contact with the victim, who said she and Cantu were involved in a domestic dispute when Cantu swung a knife at her, striking it in the face. After the stabbing, Cantu reportedly took the victim's phone from her so she couldn't call the police, but she was able to get to a neighbor's home and call for help. She was transported to Western Medical or Medicine Hospital for treatment, and she was released several hours later. Prosecutors told the Herald that the plea deal with Cantu only came about after extensive consultation with the victim. Cantu will be required to serve at least 85% of his sentence before he's eligible for release. Well, what again? Person cannot do right. In very important news, is it safe to shower during a thunderstorm? If you grew up in the Midwest and sort of Tornado Alley or, equivalent adjacentness, you know, every single one of us have heard our mothers say, "Okay, well, you're not, it's thunderstorming, you're not allowed to take a shower." Wherever were you ever told that you should never shower during a thunderstorm? Whether or not you are still following that rule, you may be unaware of the reason behind the warning or if it's even legitimate. After all, unless your shower is outside, the consequences of sudsing up during a storm may seem fairly minimal, right? As it turns out, experts say that you should avoid showering during a thunderstorm if possible, and there's a good reason why. Here's what you need to know about showering during a thunderstorm and why you may want to hold off on bathing when you see those dark clouds rolling in. What's the issue with bathing during a thunderstorm? It's not the thunder that's an issue during a storm, it's the lightning, which every thunderstorm produces. You may be thinking, but my shower is indoors and the lightning is outside. That may be true, but electricity can still travel indoors through your plumbing system. Quote, the idea is not to connect yourself to electrically to the outside world when there's lightning nearby. Joseph Dwyer, a professor of physics and astronomy at the University of New Hampshire, tells Yahoo Live. Lightning currents could, for example, get inside the house through electrical wiring, spark to pipes, and give you a shock while in the shower or tub. Lightning expert Aaron Treadway, who is acting National Weather Service's severe weather programmer, tells Yahoo Life that the metal plumbing and water inside are both very good conductors of electricity from the lightning that could strike the home or nearby. Even if you have polyvinyl chloride or plastic piping in your home, the water within it can be a risk as it is a conductor of electricity. How do you know when you're in the clear to shower? It's important to note that it's not just showering that's an issue, washing your hands or doing the dishes. Really, anything where you're connected to water and pipes could be dangerous during a thunderstorm. Well, it's raining outside. I can't do laundry, even if it's folding it, right? I thought I might could hear thunder in the distance. I cannot do any chores. Sorry about that. Stepping into a nice hot shower after a storm stops may be appealing, but Treadway suggests delaying it. Once the storm is over, it's a general rule to wait 30 minutes until after you hear the last bit of thunder to resume your indoor or outdoor activities, he explains. If you're close enough to hear thunder, whether you're indoors or outdoors, you're close enough to be struck by lightning or have lightning impact you. What else is dangerous to use during a lightning storm? Well, a kite with a ring or with anything metal attached to it, Benjamin Franklin. I'm guessing going outside and playing with, anything metal like golfing, but okay. It's important to know the safest place to be during a storm is indoors, whether that's inside a house or a car. You want to make sure that nothing you do connects you to the outside world, which includes using the plumbing within a house, but it can also include wiring. Using a landline phone can be dangerous during a thunderstorm, as can plugging in something to an outlet such as a hairdryer or laptop cord. You can still use your cell phone or laptop provided they aren't charging and connected to an outlet. The wiring and plumbing in a home helps direct the lightning energy safely to the ground. As long as a person isn't interacting with anything attracted or attached to the wiring or plumbing, they will be safely insulated. What other safety tips can you recommend regarding a lightning storm? Treadway noted it's important to, quote, stay away from windows and exterior doors during a lightning storm. You should also avoid porches if lightning strikes nearby. The charges can still travel through the ground or nearby objects. The good news is that you most likely won't be trapped inside without being able to use plumbing and electronics for very long. Thunderstorms tend to last only about a half hour on average, so this can vary, especially if there are scattered storms in the area. Patience, however, can mean the difference between staying safe and injury or death. Lightning primarily causes injuries to the nervous system and can also cause cardiac arrest, which is why experts recommend staying inside and dry and not using anything plugged into an outlet until the storm has fully passed. Well, there you go, guys. No making toast during an a thunderstorm. In our final story, I don't know, I felt a disturbance in the force yesterday, and I didn't realize it was the soul of thousands and hundreds of millions of Gen Xers that didn't weren't able to use Instagram. Facebook, everyone was like, "Oh, Facebook's out." I haven't used Facebook in, like, years. Instagram and YouTube, people were like, "How are we going to survive?" So, I should have realized that was what the disturbance in the force was. It wasn't, Alderaan being destroyed, it was, Instagram and YouTube being out for a couple hours. Meta owned Facebook Messenger and Instagram were experiencing worldwide outages Tuesday with more than half a million users unable to access social media apps in one of the tech giant's largest glitches in years. Other social media apps, including TikTok, Snapchat, and Google's YouTube video platform, also appeared to suffer service issues on a smaller scale, according to Down Detector, a site that tracks web outage reportages or reports outages and reports. The outages were reported across Europe and Asia as well as the US and began around 10:20 Eastern Time. The Meta owned apps were mostly back online as of 2 p.m. All other apps were working by this afternoon. Quote, earlier today, a technical issue caused people to have difficulty accessing some of our services, Meta spokesperson Andy Stone wrote on his X account. We resolved the issue quickly as possible for everyone who was impacted, and we apologize for any inconvenience. Well, there you go. Earlier on Tuesday, Stone addressed the outages, writing, quote, we are aware people are having trouble accessing our services. We are working on this right now. X users responded to Stone with predictable snark. Good thing X lets us works to let us know, wrote one X user. The social media meltdown occurred ahead of Super Tuesday presidential primaries in 16 states and one U.S. territory and prompted some online speculation of a potential cyber attack. However, a senior official with U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency said that it was, quote, not aware of any specific election nexus or any specific malicious cyberware activity nexus to the outage, according to Axios. The Meta app outage was amongst the longest on record since 2021 when Facebook and Instagram infamously went offline for 6 hours and the world started to heal. And then they came back. Dang it. Company officials later attributed the incident to engineering error of our own making that occurred when employees were trying to conduct routine maintenance. Meta shares fell more than 1.5% in Tuesday trading. Elon Musk, who acquired Twitter in 2022 for 44 billion and renamed it X, posted a meme mocking his social media rival. Elon Musk. You know, I might not always agree with your choice in women, Amber Turd, all the crazy women that you seem to continue to have children with, but your meme warriorship is next level. The meme depicts characters from the 2014 animated film Penguins of Madagascar. One of the character who represents X can be seen being saluted by three others who represent Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. According to Down Detector, there were more than 566,700 reports of Facebook outages before noon on Tuesday. Of those, 70% of the reported problems had to do with the login. The site also reported more than 85,000 users encountered problems with Instagram. Frustrated social media users took to the X platform where the hashtag, quote, Facebook down was trending. Quote, your Facebook and Instagram accounts have not been hacked, but many users have been reported they appear to have been logged out of their accounts and cannot currently log back into them, X user Brian Krasenstein posted. Well, if it's from a Krasenstein, you know, anywho, guys, those are the stories this morning. Sorry about the last minute cancellation last night. Sometimes real life shenanigans happen, and I have to take care of those. Uh, and they just never arrive on schedule. I have repeatedly asked God to just send me a little post it note telling me when things are going to hit the fan so that I can respond to them accordingly. Thank you all for your kind words and your support. I really appreciate them. And I hope you all have a wonderful day and, say something nice to yourself and say something nice to someone else. You never know when someone's just having a really crummy, terrible, the Mondayest of Monday type of days, and they could just really, really use a kind word or two. So, always be there with that if you can. And if not, welcome to the dark side. We have snark and cookies and dark humor. Have a wonderful day, guys. I will put this up so you guys can watch it. And I should be here. I will have a bonus Wednesday night newsy news to make up for last night. So We will be on track. I was gonna say on track for the only other word that rhymed with track was the C word that Whitney Houston reminded us was whack, but, and that's not good. So, I'm just gonna end here. Bye, guys.